Hello, welcome to another video. Please like, share and subscribe for more amazing story. True God in Another Worlds, Tensura x Tbate, by Tempest_King_20. Side Chapter 5 Ellie Awakening Eleanor Lewin Pav. I sat cross-legged in the tranquil backyard, the soft green blades of grass cushioning my small body as I entered a state of meditation. Big Brother Rimuru's teachings echoed in my young mind as I closed my eyes, ready to awaken my core. The warm rays of the sun caressed my face, creating a gentle, golden glow that infused the atmosphere with a serene energy. A light breeze danced through the air, carrying with it the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers, enveloping me in a cocoon of peace. In this moment of pure serenity, my pint-sized focus turned inward, towards the depths of my being. With deliberate intent, I explored the ethereal realm of mana that resided within me. Drawing my attention to the previously teeming black void, I observed a fascinating transformation taking place. Now, only a few scattered remnants of mana remained, as the majority had converged around the radiant brilliance of my mana core, like a multitude of tiny stars illuminating the night sky. As my mind settled deeper into meditation, I allowed my thoughts to wander, steering them towards the vibrant vision of my desired future. With vivid clarity, I imagined myself, standing tall and proud alongside Rimuru and Arthur, their equals in strength and ability. The mere thought of being acknowledged and praised by my beloved big brother Rimuru filled my tiny heart with a potent mix of excitement and unwavering determination. With each steady breath, the connection between my consciousness and my mana core grew stronger. A profound transformation unfolded within me, as the once pervading tendrils of black mana gradually receded, giving way to the increasing concentration of energy swirling around the vibrant, pure brilliance of my core. The ebb and flow of power resonated through every fiber of my being, creating a symphony of ethereal vibrations that reverberated within the depths of my soul. Amidst this enchanting dance of energy, I was engulfed by an overwhelming sense of gratitude and awe for the guidance and wisdom bestowed upon me by Big Brother Rimuru. His unparalleled tutelage had paved the way for this transformative experience, where I, a mere child, could palpably feel the essence of my being awakening and my true potential unfurling before me, like the unfolding petals of a magnificent, otherworldly flower. Lost in the monotonous gathering of fragments towards the radiant center of my being, I felt a fullness in my little chest growing stronger. The sensation was akin to a gentle expansion of my heart, as if it was brimming with a joyous energy that yearned to burst forth into the world. Pulling more and more fragments towards my center, the feeling of tightness increased until it reached a crescendo. And then, in an instant, it happened. Boom! The feeling of fullness vanished as a powerful force erupted out of my small form, extending in a spherical shape, spiraling outward with a chaotic brilliance. A sheen of sweat adorned my tiny brow, and my breaths came out slightly haggard, as if I had just run a race. Trembling with excitement and awe, I cautiously opened my eyes to see the aftermath of the extraordinary phenomenon I had unleashed. The explosion had created a hole in the ground, resembling the one caused by Lily when her core was awakened. I looked down at my small, trembling hand, staring in complete amazement. I did it! I awakened my essence. A surge of jubilation filled my tiny being, and I couldn't contain my overflowing joy. With unbridled energy, I jumped and twirled around the backyard, a burst of innocence and pure delight. And then, in a flurry of movement, everyone came bursting out of the door, drawn by the ruckus I had unintentionally caused. They stood there, frozen in amazement for a while, their eyes wide with astonishment. And the first to move, as always, was my beloved older brother, Rimuru. He smiled big, his face a testament to his pride and admiration, as he clapped his hands rhythmically. "Congratulations, E." He didn't finish his words when I sprung forward, launching myself into his loving embrace, my tiny arms wrapping around his sturdy form. "Thank you, Big Brother Rimuru," I exclaimed, my voice filled with a mix of childlike excitement and an immense gratitude that only a child can convey. We stood there for a while, locked in an embrace that transcended words, basking in the warmth of the moment, as the rest of our family joined in the celebration, their faces beaming with pride and love. As we slowly released from our embrace, Rimuru looked down at me with a glimmer of admiration in his eyes, his voice filled with affection and warmth. "You have truly bloomed, my little sister," he said, his words carrying the weight of his unwavering belief in me, his voice overflowing with love and pride. Amidst the uproarious celebration, the air in the room was heavy with the aroma of alcohol and the sounds of joyous laughter. The dimly lit space was adorned with colorful streamers and twinkling fairy lights, casting a warm and vibrant glow upon the gathering. The table was filled with an abundant feast, plates piled high with delectable delicacies. My father, his cheeks flushed with intoxication, stumbled towards me and my older brother Rimuru. His boisterous laughter echoed through the room, a contagious energy that swept us up in its embrace. His arms wrapped around us tightly, his drunken hugs filled with a mix of affection and excitement. "Ha ha ha, I'm really lucky," he exclaimed, his words slightly slurred. His eyes gleamed with unabashed joy as he looked at us, his children, with pride and love. Unable to contain my own amusement, I laughed along with my father. His contagious spirit swept over me, erasing any worries or tensions that may have lingered within. Rimuru rolled his eyes in feigned exasperation, but I could see the glimmer of happiness in his eyes, unable to resist the infectious joy that hung in the air. "Cheers to our little mage." Uncle Vincent raised his glass, his words slightly slurred. He clinked his glass with mine and Rimuru's, causing a joyful symphony of cheers and laughter to fill the room. It became a tradition in our family to mark any milestone with a toast, no matter how big or small. While the adults reveled in the festivities, my gaze shifted towards my mother. Her expression carried a mixture of resignation and concern as she observed my father's behavior. I could sense her silent sigh of disapproval as she silently reprimanded him with her eyes. Beside her, Aunt Tabitha mirrored her sentiments, her eyebrows furrowed in a mixture of annoyance and understanding. Her sighs seemed to join my mother's in unison, a harmonious duet of exasperation towards their respective husbands. Ciel and Lily sat near us, their smiles radiating warmth and approval. Their eyes, filled with genuine affection and pride, locked onto mine, silently echoing the unspoken understanding we shared. But amidst the festivities and jubilation, a pang of bittersweet longing swept over me. With a heavy sigh, my eyes swept across the room, searching for a figure that should have been present. Big Brother Art, my older brother, was noticeably absent from our joyous gathering. His absence left behind a hollow ache, a void that seemed to linger in the air, reminding us of the incompleteness of our celebration. As the night went on, the room filled with familiar tunes as Uncle Vincent insisted on playing his guitar and serenading us with old songs. My father, fueled by alcohol, attempted to join in with his slightly off-key voice, much to our amusement. Rimuru and I couldn't help but burst into laughter, finding the whole scene incredibly endearing. In a brief lull between songs, as the room settled into an enchanted hush, I allowed myself a moment of introspection, my gaze fixated on the radiant azure gem embedded within my being. The realization that my mana core had finally awakened marked a significant milestone in my journey as a fledgling mage. The power coursing through my veins, the untamed magic beckoning to be harnessed, had transformed into an inevitable truth. It meant I could now fully embrace and wield the raw force of the elements, sculpting spells and manipulating the world around me in ways I had only dared to dream of before. Caught in the midst of my contemplative thoughts, my mother's soft touch enveloped my hand, her fingers intertwining with mine. Her touch conveyed a sweeping sense of reassurance and pride, a silent reminder of her unwavering belief in me. Her eyes, a reflection of my own hopes and fears, locked with mine, conveying an ocean of unspoken understanding and love. Beside her, Aunt Tabitha wore a knowing smile that only a woman of her seasoned experience could possess. Leaning closer, she whispered words of encouragement in a voice that carried a melodic cadence, effortlessly soothing the anxieties that threatened to unravel within me. My gaze then shifted to Rimuru, who was fully engaged in a deep conversation with Ciel and Lily. Their expressions were serious, their gestures animated as they delved into a topic that intrigued and captivated them. The sight brought a fond smile to my face. Rimuru, my unwavering comrade, had always stood by my side, a beacon of unwavering guidance and protection. Embracing his role as my mentor, he had gently nudged me towards self-improvement, offering wisdom and support in equal measure. As the night gradually gave way to drowsiness, the air in the room grew thick with the scent of alcohol, and the raucous laughter of our slurred, stumbling father and uncle filled the space. With our eyes weary but hearts full, we guided them to their beds. Their stumbling steps met with whispers of love and laughter to ease their journey into slumber. Rimuru walked me to my room, his hand resting gently on my shoulder, providing the comfort and security only a loving sibling could offer. When I finally lay down in my bed, exhaustion tugging at my weary limbs, I pleaded with my brother to stay with me. Without hesitation, Rimuru obliged, settling himself beside me, his warmth radiating, a reassuring presence in the darkness. The creaking of the floorboards beneath his weight was a soothing lullaby, easing me into a state of tranquil repose. He sat there, bathed in the gentle moonlight that filtered through the curtains, casting a ghostly glow upon his features. His hand tenderly finding its way to my head, his loving touch a balm for my weary soul. His voice, so soft and gentle, broke the quietude of the room, carrying words filled with genuine affection. "I'm so incredibly proud of you, little sis," he whispered, his voice laced with unspoken admiration. "You hold within you the potential of a brilliant mage, and as your brother, I will always be here, unwavering in my support, no matter what challenges come your way." Tears welled up in my eyes, a testament to the overwhelming gratitude and love that swelled within my heart for this remarkable brother of mine. I struggled to find the right words, my voice trembling with the weight of emotion. "Thank you, big brother," I managed to whisper, barely audible, yet filled with a deep sense of appreciation. I couldn't have asked for a better brother, guide, and mentor. His smile widened, a reflection of the love he held for me shimmering in his eyes. He leaned in, embracing me with a tenderness that transcended words, the embrace of a protector, a confidant. "You are stuck with me forever, little mage," he teased, his voice laced with a playful affection, though I could feel the sincerity behind his words, the profound depth of his love and dedication. "No matter what trials or triumphs await you, I will be right here by your side, always." I closed my eyes, feeling the warmth and comfort of his embrace wash over me like a gentle current. In that moment, I felt the soft press of his lips against my forehead, a gesture so familiar and comforting. "Good night, princess," he murmured, the words carrying layers of reassurance and adoration. "Good night, big brother," I whispered, my voice barely above a hushed breath. Complete contentment and love enveloped me, like a quilt woven from the unwavering bond between us. And as I surrendered to the embrace of a peaceful slumber, a knowingness settled within me, a realization of just how lucky I was, truly blessed, to have Rimuru as not only my older brother but also my guide and unwavering source of love. "Rimuru Pav," I let out a weary sigh, my tired eyes heavy with a mix of pride and concern as I settled myself in front of Ellie's small bed. The room was bathed in the soft glow of moonlight, casting delicate shadows across her peacefully slumbering form. With a gentle hand, I reached out and tenderly patted her head, my touch a silent gesture of farewell before turning to leave the room. As I made my way down the dimly lit corridor, I could sense Ciel's presence trailing behind me, her steps echoing in the quietness. The weight of her unspoken words hung heavily in the air. "Do you have something to say, Ciel?" I finally asked, my voice tinged with exhaustion and a touch of annoyance. Ciel remained silent, her footsteps falling in sync with my own until we reached the entrance of my own room. Without a word, she followed me inside, her eyes fixed on me with unwavering intensity. I turned to face her, my own weariness mirrored in my expression. "I don't know what you're talking about," she replied coolly, her voice betraying nothing. Another sigh escaped my lips, frustration mingling with the tension building in my temples. "Don't act ignorant, Ciel," I said, my voice laced with exasperation. "It's impossible for me to have miscalculated this time. Ellie wasn't supposed to awaken her core until she was 8 years old." Ciel continued to gaze at me silently, her expression impassive as ever. Finally, she broke the heavy silence between us. "I did what was necessary," she said, her voice steady, unwavering. "Necessary?" I repeated, a note of disbelief creeping into my voice. Ciel's words only served to deepen my bewilderment, leaving me grasping for understanding. "Ellie has just turned 5 years old, Ciel. Do you understand what this means?" "Yes," Ciel replied, her voice quiet yet resolute. "It means she has more time to become stronger." I sighed, frustration gnawing at me. Ciel's stubbornness had always been a defining trait, even during her previous existence as the Great Sage. "That's not what I meant, Ciel," I said, my voice tinged with weariness. "I wanted Ellie to have a normal childhood, to not be burdened with the weight of her own potential." "Normal?" Ciel stepped closer, her gaze piercing mine. "Rimuru, have you considered how she feels?" she asked, her tone gentle yet firm. "Her older brothers, you and Arthur, are prodigies, miracles that only appear once every 1,000 years. What do you expect her to feel when she, in comparison, is just an ordinary little girl? Envy? Jealousy? Or worse, A loss of self-confidence? Her words struck a chord within me, causing me to pause and reflect on the truth embedded within them. For all my desire to provide Ellie with a childhood free from the burdens of power, I had failed to truly consider the impact it would have on her self-esteem. Ciel's perception had always exceeded my own, allowing her to see the bigger picture. But if she becomes strong, she will eventually ask to join the war, I began, attempting to counter Ciel's point. Ciel interrupted me, a gentle finger placed on my lips to still my words. It seems you still don't understand your sister well, she said, a faint smile playing upon her lips. If you were to ask her to not do it, she would agree wholeheartedly. After all, she will do anything her beloved older brother says. Her words struck a chord, resonating with me on a deeper level. I had underestimated Ellie's love and loyalty towards me, assuming that she would silently follow in the footsteps of her older siblings without question. And haven't your own actions towards Lily contradicted what you're saying now? Ciel continued, her voice laden with gentle reproach. I flinched, feeling a surge of guilt wash over me. I merely wanted her to embrace her powers as a mage. She was supposed to awake her core at least at 9 or 10. It was a miscalculation on my part, I admitted, my voice tinged with regret. Ciel's eyes bore into mine as she moved gracefully around the room, her presence commanding and ethereal. Was it truly just a miscalculation? She asked softly, her voice filled with gentle inquiry. Didn't your desires and emotions play a role in what transpired? Unable to meet her gaze, I felt the weight of her words settle upon me, unyielding. What do you mean? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper, filled with a mix of confusion and vulnerability. Ciel approached me with a comforting smile, her presence radiating understanding and wisdom. Rimuru, she began, her voice filled with insight, what you say and what you truly feel often diverge, and this discrepancy unconsciously influences your actions. She gracefully sat on the armchair, her posture emphasizing her composed demeanor. Perhaps it is because your emotions have been suppressed for thousands of years. Now, in a human body, they are volatile and difficult to control. Feeling a mixture of relief and humility at her words, I sighed in agreement. Ciel's words make me realize that as a former human, I should have been more aware of my own emotions and how they shaped my every decision. However, this new existence within a different body had thrown me off balance, and I found myself struggling to fully grasp and control the emotions that flooded me. I apologize, Ciel, I said sincerely, my voice laced with genuine regret. You're right. I have allowed this imbalance to influence my actions. Ciel's smile softened, and she reached out to pat my head gently, mirroring the affectionate gesture I had bestowed upon Ellie earlier. It's all right, Rimuru, she said warmly, her voice filled with understanding. Her embrace enveloped me in a sense of security and reassurance. But amidst this moment of vulnerability and trust, a flicker of suspicion crept into my thoughts. While I appreciated Ciel's guidance, I couldn't shake off the feeling that there was more to her involvement in awakening Ellie's core than she let on. The notion nagged at the back of my mind, causing me to peer at Ciel with narrowed eyes. But, did you only expedite the awakening of Ellie's core? I asked cautiously, my tone laced with a hint of skepticism. Ciel's smile took on a playful and mischievous air, raising an eyebrow ever so slightly. Of course. I didn't do anything else, she replied, her voice filled with feigned innocence. I felt a mixture of relief and wariness wash over me, my suspicions momentarily alleviated. Nevertheless, a part of me remained cautious, aware that Ciel was known for her cunning and resourcefulness. Really? I questioned, my eyes fixed on Ciel in search of any signs of deception. Yes, really, Ciel responded, unable to maintain eye contact as she looked away momentarily. I let out a resigned sigh, realizing that my doubts couldn't be easily dismissed. Something in me knew that Ciel's involvement went beyond what she revealed. I couldn't help but wonder what other actions or schemes she had set into motion, waiting to be revealed in due time. Realizing that only time will uncover her true intentions.